St. Patrick's Day has evolved from a religious feast day into a global cultural celebration. Initially dedicated to the patron saint of Ireland, who, contrary to popular belief, was not Irish by birth, St. Patrick has transformed the island through missionary work. This day now encompasses many traditions, from parades and wearing green to enjoying Irish music and dance. This video explores various facts to give more context to the celebration of St. Patrick's Day. 21. St. Patrick's identity. St. Patrick, known as Ireland's patron saint, was not Irish by birth. Born in what is now Britain in the late 4th century, when it was part of the Roman Empire, his life embodies the complex cultural and historical exchanges between the Irish and the British Isles. This background is essential for understanding the transnational impact of St. Patrick's legacy, which transcends modern national boundaries. 20. Kidnapped by pirates. The ordeal of being kidnapped by Irish raiders and spending 6 years in captivity was transformative for Patrick. This period, during which he worked as a shepherd, played a crucial role in his spiritual development. It led him to find solace and meaning in his faith, setting the stage for his later missionary work in Ireland. His captivity and eventual escape contribute to the narrative of redemption and service that defines his sainthood. 19. Mission in Ireland. After his return to Britain and religious training, Patrick's decision to return to Ireland as a missionary marked a turning point in Irish history. His work in spreading Christianity across Ireland laid the foundations for the island's Christian heritage. Patrick's approach to integrating Christian teachings with Irish culture, notably through local symbols like the Shamrock, was pivotal in his successful missionary efforts. 18. St. Patrick's name. Born Maewyn Succat, the name changed to Patricius, or Patrick, signifies his transformation from a young man with a tumultuous past to a figure of spiritual authority. This change reflects the broader theme of conversion and renewal that characterizes his life story, illustrating his mission's profound personal and communal impact in Ireland. 17. The Shamrock. The Shamrock's use by St. Patrick to explain the Christian doctrine of the Trinity is perhaps one of the most enduring legends associated with him. This teaching tool exemplifies Patrick's method of blending Christian concepts with indigenous Irish culture, making the faith more accessible to the Irish people. The absence of the Shamrock from biblical texts highlights its cultural rather than scriptural significance. 16. March 17th. The date of St. Patrick's death became a pivotal day for Irish communities worldwide, evolving from a strictly religious observance to a celebration of Irish culture and heritage. The transformation of March 17th into a global festivity reflects the diasporic spread of Irish culture and the universal appeal of St. Patrick's Day as a symbol of Irish identity. 15. First Parade. The origin of St. Patrick's Day, parades in the United States rather than Ireland, underscores the holiday's importance among the Irish diaspora. The first parade in St. Augustine, Florida, and the subsequent tradition of parades across the United States demonstrate how St. Patrick's Day became a means for Irish immigrants and their descendants to celebrate and publicly affirm their cultural heritage. 14. The Shamrock Ceremony. The annual presentation of a crystal bowl of shamrocks by the Irish Prime Minister to the US President is a modern tradition that symbolizes the close relationship between Ireland and the United States. The restoration of this ceremony, after being briefly disrupted, highlights its significance as a gesture of diplomacy and shared heritage. 13. New York's Big Parade. The New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade is a testament to the strength of the Irish-American community. As one of the oldest and largest parades of its kind, it represents the visibility and influence of the Irish diaspora in the United States and celebrates Irish culture on a grand scale. 12. Chicago River Dyeing. The dyeing of the Chicago River green is a distinctly American tradition that showcases the playful and inventive spirit of St. Patrick's Day celebrations in the US. This unique custom demonstrates how the holiday has been adapted and embraced by various cultures, becoming a part of the American cultural landscape. 11. Wearing green. Originally, blue, specifically a shade known as St. Patrick's blue, was associated with St. Patrick. This color can be seen on ancient Irish flags and was used in the regalia of the Order of St. Patrick, Established in 1783, the tradition of wearing green, rooted in the Shamrock symbol and the colours association with Irish nationalism, has become one of the most recognisable aspects of St. Patrick's Day. The practice reflects the holiday's blend of cultural pride and historical memory, with landmarks worldwide participating in the greening to mark the occasion. 10. A public holiday in Ireland. The official recognition of St. Patrick's Day as a public holiday in Ireland in 1903 and the establishment of the first parade in Waterford that same year marked the institutionalization of the holiday's observance. These developments underscore the national significance of St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, which celebrates its patron saint's legacy and Irish cultural identity. 9. Lenten restrictions lifted. The lifting of Lenten restrictions on eating and drinking alcohol on St. Patrick's Day reflects the holiday's role as a day of festivity and celebration within the Christian calendar. This tradition highlights the blend of solemnity and festivity that characterizes the day, allowing for a pause in Lenten disciplines to celebrate St. Patrick's contributions to Irish Christianity. 8. Irish language. The promotion of the Irish language, Gaeilge, during St. Patrick's Day festivities emphasizes the cultural revitalization aspect of the holiday. Celebrations and parades often incorporate Irish language signage, music, and literature, reflecting a broader effort to preserve and promote Ireland's indigenous language and cultural heritage. 7. No snakes. While not supported by historical evidence, the legend of St. Patrick driving snakes out of Ireland serves as a metaphor for the Christianization of Ireland and the displacement of pagan traditions. This story encapsulates the transformative impact of St. Patrick's mission, symbolizing the spread of Christianity and the establishment of a new religious landscape in Ireland. 6. First government-sanctioned parade in Ireland. The Irish government's sponsorship of the St. Patrick's Day parade in Dublin in 1996 highlights the importance of the holiday as a cultural and tourist attraction. This initiative reflects the modern interpretation of St. Patrick's Day as a religious observance and a celebration of Irish culture, heritage, and global connections. 5. Guinness sales. As a symbol of Irish culture, Guinness becomes a focal point of celebrations, embodying the festive atmosphere and communal gatherings that characterize the day. On St. Patrick's Day, it's estimated that over 13 million pints of Guinness are consumed worldwide. This significant increase compared to an average day highlights the global popularity of the holiday and the iconic status of Guinness as a symbol of Irish celebration. 4. The shortest St. Patrick's Day parade. The title of the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade is claimed by Hot Springs, Arkansas, with the parade route being just 98 feet, about 30 meters, long. This unique event takes place on Bridge Street, which has garnered attention for its brief yet spirited celebration of St. Patrick's Day. 3. The Leprechaun Census. During the annual Leprechaun Census in Carlingford, Ireland, it's whimsically claimed that there are 236 leprechauns living in the area. This playful figure is part of a larger effort to celebrate Irish folklore and attract tourists, while also highlighting the importance of preserving cultural heritage and traditions. 2. St. Patrick's purported grave. The belief that St. Patrick is buried at Down Cathedral in Downpatrick connects the historical figure of St. Patrick with specific locations in Ireland, grounding the saint's legacy in the Irish landscape. While not definitively confirmed, the site is a focal point for pilgrimages. It reflects many's deep historical and spiritual connections with St. Patrick. 1. Guinness World Record. The largest gathering of people dressed as leprechauns was achieved on St. Patrick's Day in 2012 in Dublin, Ireland, where 1,263 participants gathered. This event set a Guinness World Record, showcasing the playful spirit and community involvement characteristic of St. Patrick's Day celebrations worldwide. That wraps up our look at St. Patrick's Day. If you found this interesting, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.